No Ideas Original Sports. I'm here with the Western champ, Derrell Coley's here with us. Theo's here, and Zane should be popping on in a few minutes, man. How you doing tonight, Derrell?
I'm good, man. I'm straight.
So, like, before we came on, we was talking about like how people recognize you in the street, man. How's that feeling, man?
I'm a people's person, and I don't mind people recognizing. Don't get me wrong, but if I have on a mask, I have on shades, and I have on a hat, and somebody look at me and double up, and I look at them, they say Coley. I'm like, how? It's scary to me. Like sometimes I say yeah, sometimes I say no, but I'm like, how? They say, man, and I'm like, how did you know it was me? Your body language. I don't know you enough for you to know my body language, and it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm like, it's cool. They say, man, the walk, like females say, that's Derrell. And I'm like, how do you know? They say, I know your walk. How do I walk for you to know my walk, and for me not to know you, for you to identify my walk? It's scary, man. So I stay in the house, man. I stay in the house. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I stay in. I mean, I go out to get some air, but I don't go out where I'm around people, you know. But this is and it was scary to me, man. A few close friends of mine called me and they caught the virus.
Oh wow!
And they telling me, they say, Derrell, man, I've been thinking about it. Like, well, why are you thinking about me? Because so many people shake your hand, so many people come up to you, and it's dangerous. So I'm like this. I appreciate that because I'm like, no disrespect, but champ, I'm good. What's up, champ? Like, what? No hugging and dapping up because it's too many germs. So I'm protecting myself. So I really don't go out if I don't have to.
Oh, that's good. I mean, it makes sense. It
Yeah.
definitely makes sense not to.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, looking at it, man, you a very accomplished fighter, man. Won a lot of fights or whatever, man. Had some battles. What's in from your fights? What do you feel like was your most notable fight? Which one do you feel the most proud of?
I feel the most proud of everyone that I won. No, I'm kidding, man. It's where that is it. The Oscar De La Hoya fight was the fight that could have changed my life, and it's a good and a bad side to it because if I would have won that fight, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Okay.
I think that Oscar he won the gold medal in the Olympics, man, 10-time world champion. There's nothing to be ashamed of, man. But I just thought that I didn't get a fair fight. The man was overweight. They didn't call him overweight because when I'm a welterweight. Been a welterweight for a long time, and when I seen Oscar come to the weigh-in, I ran over there and said, I tapped him like this. I tapped him on his rib and said, "You look a little heavy." And I started laughing. And I told my team, "Pay attention to the scale." And I can send you the picture of how, like when I got on the scale, they put it on 147. It didn't move, and I do this like everybody else. Oscar got his face was like they're scared at the top, and when they're scared at the top, the commission is like moving it. How do you move a scale when it's on 47? And then they hit the top. So the other commission said 147 and gave Oscar something to drink. And not you drink something, you can't get back on the scale. And this is not the reason he beat me. The reason he beat me because he was a better fighter that night. I gotta agree to that. But I when I'm sleeping in bed, I'm not asleep. I got my eyes closed for hours, just thinking about, wow, this is the biggest fight of my life. Tomorrow was the biggest fight of my life. They cheated me, this and that. I didn't have enough experience to overlook it. And and I like at the press conference after I fought, it was my turn to talk. I said, this man is a great fighter. The man beat me fair and square. No excuses. No this, no that. So I took, because I put 38 people through what I only been through twice. I got to be fair, man. I got to be fair. I only lost twice. So,
Yeah.
you know. Right.
I mean, when you look at it,
Yeah,
man, like you said, the scheme of things, you use him, you 38 up, 2 down. So it is what it is, like you
Yeah,
said.
but you know, and both, but this how, but both, I fought Overcop. We was
Yeah,
great fight. I won the Overcop fight.
yeah.
They gave the fight to Overcop. Even before they announced the winner, the 3 commentators said Derrell Coley's the winner clearly. I was the champion. And I, even in the last round, my trainer said, Derrell, we want you to move. Don't get inside the bang in no time because you already won the fight. I still won the last round, and they still gave Overcott a fight. And you know, and when I'm a guy, man, that looked at Ray Leonard, and I thought Ray Leonard the greatest thing I've ever seen coming up. I just wanted to be like Ray so bad. And what's funny is Ray comes down often, and they call me to meet up with Ray because Ray, Ray likes me. Ray, we cool people. And it's like, Ray, you my idol, and it's like I'm around my idol. We laughing and joking. It's like, and when they call me, because even if I have Ray number, I'm not gonna call Ray because I don't want to get on his nerve. That's my man. But they call me, his brother called me, Derrell, man, Ray in town. He wants to make sure that he sees you guys. That's big to me, you know. So, you know, I think that right there is an accomplishment in itself. That Ray Leonard, the guy that I idolize, when he come in town, he makes sure he calls me.
Oh, that's
You know?
great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, now, being that you brought up Sugar Ray Leonard, who do you think is a better overall fighter out of Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather?
Hey, you know, and it's crazy. You know, okay, my answers. I'm so honest with this answer. Ray Leonard called me one day out of the blue and say, Derrell, do you think Floyd Mayweather was better than me?
Oh wow.
This is my answer because I'm not gonna lie to you or him. Yes, Floyd. Listen, Floyd. Understand this. Floyd is better than Ray. Listen to me. Floyd is better than Ray. But if they would have fought, Floyd couldn't beat Ray. Now, understand what I'm saying. Floyd is a better fighter. He's a more disciplined fighter. Floyd never lost. Even though I seen him lose one time, they gave him the fight, but he never lost the fight. Our job as fighters is 2 things more important than anything: winning and making more money as you possibly can. Floyd made more money than anybody, and he won all his fights. So why isn't he the best fighter between him and Sugar Ray Leonard? Because if Ray Leonard was undefeated and made way more money than Floyd, like Floyd made way more than Ray Leonard, we wouldn't be asking this question. You understand what I'm saying? Ray Leonard would be better than Floyd without question. You know, I feel like that with him and anybody that they ask me about who's better than Floyd Mayweather. Nobody is better than Floyd Mayweather because based on the accomplishments. And if anybody was to switch their what they want, put it like this: if you ask Ray Leonard, would you rather have a perfect record and made the money Floyd made, or would you rather have your record and the money that you made? Guess what they're gonna say? Floyd, without question. So how can he be? Why isn't he a better fighter? You feel me? That's my answer.
What do you think was Ray Leonard's toughest opponent? Or sorry, who do you think was Ray Leonard's toughest opponent? And who do you think was Floyd's toughest opponent?
I can't think of the guy name. Floyd rematched him. Floyd, listen to me. I'm keeping it real. Floyd lost his fight. Floyd lost this fight by at least 3 to 4 rounds. And I think it's Costello. If you go back and watch, they rematched. Floyd beat him easy. They rematched. But the first fight, Floyd lost that fight. So when they say they never seen Floyd lose, I seen Floyd lose before. But that don't make him less of a fighter. I seen Floyd lose, whether they gave Floyd the win or not. I seen him lose, so he's not undefeated to me. I know what I'm saying, and I love Floyd. And I think like with Ray Leonard. See, I look at Ray different now because when I was younger, when I watched Ray Leonard, I couldn't identify anything he done wrong. But me being the guy that I am now, I can spot a lot of things that Ray done doing wrong. When I gave Ray a pass because he was shooting Ray Leonard. And make a long story short, it was a guy named Michael Ward. This is a guy that he passed away, and at his funeral, and I really meant this. This is the only guy that I beat that I know was better than me. He was sparring with Ray Leonard to get ready for me right before we turned pro. It's the championship. So Ray Leonard, so he's knocking Ray Leonard down. I mean, he's beating on Ray pretty bad. This is when Ray was pretty young. This is Ray Leonard. So he's beating on Ray pretty bad. So when we got to the weigh-in, he sprung with Ray Leonard to get ready for me. So he get to the weigh-in. I wore in at 146 pounds. He came in at 151. They disqualified him. It's a championship fight. He disqualified because he's overweight.
Oh, wow.
I get on the scale. I go talk to the press. So Mike come to me and say, Derrell, there's no fight. I'm like, what you mean? He said, I was overweight. I said, come here, Mike, come here. I took Mike to the commissioner. Mike don't know what I'm doing. I said, follow me, Mike. I took him to the commissioner. And I said to Mike, hold on, let me get this out. I said to Mike, I said to the commissioner, I give him the weight. So Mike looked at me like what's going on? I said this to the commissioner. I said, if I don't prove that I'm better than Michael Ward tonight, y'all gonna be thinking 25 years from now, this guy was a better fighter than me. It's the only opportunity I have to prove it. So Mike is scared, Mike probably. But this the thing. They come to the fight, Ray Leonard. They got Ray Leonard sweatsuits on. I'm not jealous, but like, oh man, I wish it was me. So then after I beat Michael Ward, they try to hire me to box with Ray Leonard. And this is the crazy part. I like Ray Leonard better than I like Derrell Coley. So I'm like, if we box, I want Ray to win. So I can't box with Ray Leonard knowing I want this man to win. It was crazy, but Ray Leonard get around me now. I don't, and like I said, he's older now, so I would never box him. But we play with the hands a lot. But I that was crazy how I felt. I really truly felt that I was a bigger fan of Ray Leonard than Derrell Coley, because if we would have boxed, I would have won Ray to win. That's crazy.
Yeah, champ. Listen, man, I'm glad you cleared up the De Hoya fight, because when I watched that fight, unlike the previous fight when we fought, Kip Diggs and Terrence Ali, you seem like a different fight in that fight. And I'm glad you said that. I guess De Hoya's weight probably was an advantage to him winning this fight.
Let me say this.
Because okay.
With Kip Diggs, I'm gonna tell you what happened with Kip Diggs. I don't know if y'all know Curtis Peoples. Curtis Peoples is a good friend of mine. He's a good fighter from DC. And I fought Curtis 4 times. I beat him 3. He beat me in my last amateur fight, and I respect Curtis for that. But when I was about to fight Kip Diggs, I was number 2 in the world. Pernell Whitaker was the champion at the time. They gave me 4 undefeated guys in a row. I beat him. My 5th fight was Kip Diggs, which Kip was 27-1, something like that. And I'm saying this, but Pernell fighting a guy with 6 losses. He's the champion. And I'm like, what are they trying to get me beat? So I turned the fight down with Kip Diggs. So they gave the fight to Curtis Peoples. Kip Diggs knocked Curtis Peoples out in the 1st round. So by me turning the fight down, before they got out the ring, when they interviewed on Kip Diggs, I called my promoter, give me the fight with Kip Diggs. He can't beat me. Give me the fight with Kip Diggs. By me turning the fight down before and Curtis Peoples took the fight, I caught the flu. So I got doctor's excuse, everything. I can't fight. I got the flu. They said, Derrell, you poured out this fight before. If you don't take this fight, we're going to strip you from your number 2 ranking. Even though I don't think they had the pull to do that, but they scared me. So I told my trainers, we're going to take the fight. If he beats me, I don't want to hear no excuse about I had no flu. I don't want to hear nothing about no flu. So when we had, I was going to move this so I could tangle up with him, because I was in the back dressing room when I'm hitting the mitts. All my fans and my family there, I remember Leonard telling my trainer, Leonard, he told me to throw a 4-piece combination. I faked and stepped off. They went crazy, like, oh, he ready. I was tired. They didn't know I was tired. And I'm like, this in the back dressing room. I was tired, man. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna have this 12-round fight with Kip Diggs? Man, I'm weak. I got the flu. I'm weak and I'm tired. So I'm moving with Kip Diggs. I'm saying, okay, I'm a box Kip Diggs. I don't want to get no competition with Kip because I'm weak. So what happened is, what happened is, I'm moving. We didn't throw no punch. My legs buckled. I said, oh my God, this is gonna be a long night. So look, when Kip Diggs knocked me down, I'm like, this is what I kept saying to myself. No disrespect to Kip. I kept saying, he's sorry. This man is sorry. I'm like, well, how is he knocking me down? This man can't beat me. So Leonard, this the thing. My trainer name is Leonard Langley. Leonard said this the word the killed me because Leonard told me, Derrell, he moved to the left and throw the left hook. When he said the left, I'm thinking he's talking about his left. Oh my, whoever left he was talking about, it was the wrong left. because his left is my right and my left is his right. So he said, Derrell, he moved to the left. So I'm thinking he moved to his left. So he said, Derrell, I kept telling Derrell, he doing the same thing. Leonard, he's not doing any of what you know. 10th round. Leonard, leave me alone. Leonard, let me fight. Please, Leonard. Let me fight. Let me fight. No, just give me some water. That's all you need to give me some water. Let me fight. I got 2 rounds to save my belt. I don't want to hit nothing, Leonard. Just give me some water. I went out there. I started doing what I wanted to do. And I seen him, then I hit him. So when I hit him, I knocked him down at the end of the 10th round. So when the 11th round came, he would by him winning the fight, he'd meet me close to he'd run out towards me because he was winning. So after I knocked him down, I had to go get him out of his corner. He didn't really come out of his corner, but this is when I said, oh, I got you now. And when I knocked him out, I met him. He talked to me for like 3 hours the next morning, man, and was saying to me, like, Derrell, man, you really hurt me, man. I'm like, what you mean? For you to come back, he said, I had you, but for you to come back to show that type of determination, man, I may not fight again, man. That hurt me. I said, Kip, you too good to retire. He said, man, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen or heard from Kip since that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Champ, one more question, Champ. After the overcard robbery, you won, I guess, 7 straight fights after that, leading up to the De La Hoya fight. Do you have any regrets, I guess, turning down the Trinidad fight in favor of De La Hoya fight?
I'm gonna tell you. So it was 5 fights, right? You said how many fights?
Yeah, I thought you won after the overcard fight. I think you won 5 or 7 straight fights after that.
Right, but you got
7 straight fights you won after the overcard robbery.
That my
leading up to the De La Hoya fight.
But my inactivity, that was like 5. Let's say 5 or 7 fights. That's 5 years. That was 5 years that went past. Only 4 or 5 times, or maybe 7 times in 5 years. So when I fought Oscar, I was off for like 2 or 3 years. You know, this why I didn't get a tune-up fight, because they tried to. I said, well, I haven't fought in 2 years, so I need a tune-up. Oscar is my biggest fight of my life. They said we give you a tune-up, but the guy that give me a tune-up with, he's 34-0. Who's going to tune up with a guy? So I'm like, oh, I'm not fighting on this fight gonna be harder than Oscar. So everybody gave me a tune-up fight with, so they wouldn't breach their contract. They give me guys, man, with like 60 wins, 50 losses, and like 54 knockouts. I'm not taking that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna distract.
Right.
If I lose, I don't get to be fight with Oscar. So I never got a tune-up fight. But see, this is what nobody knows. This when I fought Oscar De La Hoya, I was number 1 in the world. They gave me $250,000 to let the fight go on between Phyllis Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya. The fight was so big, I said, let them fight, let them kill each other. You know, I get the winner. So make a long story short, y'all don't notice this. Phyllis Trinidad won the fight. I'm number one in the world for the WBC welterweight belt. Fittest Trinidad won that belt.
Right.
I fought Oscar. The reason I fought Oscar because that knocked Oscar. I'm number one in the world. When Fittest Trinidad beat Oscar, Oscar was behind me and Shane Mosley next. So what Oscar did, they was gonna pay me 1.3 million to fight Trinidad. Oscar said, Derrell, I'm gonna give you 2.3 fight me, because if he beat me, he got my ranking. So he's back at number 2 in the world. So he ain't gotta wait no 3 or 4 years to get the title shot. So what happened was they gave me 2.3, and the reason I took the 2.3 over fighting Trinidad for the belt, because the fight gonna be just as hard, and they gave me extra $1 million. I took the extra $1 million. I took the extra $1 million.
Straight to the bank. Straight to the bank.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
wise man.
The big bag.
Look,
Take the big bag.
Because even if I'm thinking they both, if I beat Oscar, I'm still the greatest. Oscar bigger than the belt. So is Trinidad. They're bigger than the belt. So if I beat Oscar, I'm the man. I'm the man. Yeah.
So you made a comment, which is true. Like when we watch the fights, we see one thing, and you said that you watched some of the Ray Leonard stuff, and you seen where it looked like some things was off and different things. When as a boxer, when you look at a fight, what types of things are you looking for?
When I watch a fighter, my eyes are different than y'all's. I know more when I know mistake. This is the thing with me. I pay attention to them. If y'all came in the gym with me and I trained y'all, I'm not looking for nothing that y'all doing well, because eventually you're gonna do that again. I'm looking for everything that you're doing wrong, so you won't do it no more. So so people, when I train people, Derrell, man, you never pat me on my back when I do something right. You always complaining about me doing something wrong. I say, if I stop you from doing something wrong, and you don't do nothing but something right, you're gonna win all your fight. So stop looking for, like me. I look for all my mistakes. So that's why I don't like watching my fights, because I can't watch my fights and enjoy it, because I'm looking. I can knock somebody in the first round, and I can find out 5 or 6 things I done wrong before I knock them out. And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what I did right. That's just who I am as a person.
Do you think that the way they score fights, like with the judges and stuff like that, you think that'll get better? Because sometimes it seems like sometimes you watch a fight as a person watching it, I'm sure as a boxer watching it, and as a judge watching it, it's almost like you watching 3 different fights.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they hire judges that don't know anything about boxing. But you have to understand, it's 3 different sides. It's 4 different sides of the ring. It's only 3 judges. So what I'm doing on this side, the guy over there may not see it, and the guy over there may not see it. But it's like this, and this is when I think about judges. I trained my whole life to become the best fighter in the world. When I fought Obakar, that win versus Obakar when they gave me an opportunity in my contract to fight for the Trinidad. With a win, Obakar was 34-1. I was 27-0. So if I beat Trinidad, if I beat Obakar, coming off a win, my confidence is to a point I can beat Trinidad. So these judges that's making $300 to $400 a fight ruin my whole career. Ruin my whole career, because it's like, it's not, to me, it ain't up to me. It's up to whatever the judges want. It's just not fair. It's not fair. That's when I really lost the liking for boxing, because it's not. Me and Obakar has an opportunity to become the world champion, the best fighter in the world, if given the opportunity. And I think that for me I'm the champion. The champion can't lose a fight that close. I won the fight, So just be fair with me,
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely with some we see that some of the times you look at a fight and it's mind boggling, like how they come up with the decisions and stuff they come up with. I know you mentioned that you lost, like, having that same type of thing happen makes you lose some love. But when did you start really loving boxing? How'd you get into boxing to begin with?
Man, I'm 5 years old, right? I have a best friend. Me and his birthday, his name is Eric Gibbons. Me and his birthday the same day, May 23rd. He's 6, I'm 5. My brother, Jeff, best friend is Eric Gibbons' big brother, Tyrone. They're on the phone. Me and Eric is playing in the cars. He lived 4 houses up the street. So he playing with cars. So he said, Derrell, I'm about to go home to get some meat. Do you want to go? I said, no. Go and hurry up and come back so we can finish playing with the car. So what happened is, so my brother looks out the window, in the kitchen window, and said, Derrell, my brother's 10. I'm 5. He's 10. He said, can you beat Eric? I said, beat Eric and what? Fight? I mean, running? He said, no, I'm fighting. I said, no, Eric's 6. I'm 5. I can't beat him. He said, that don't mean nothing. Come on. So I'm thinking we going up because they stand. I hear Eric, Tyrone, hey, they come in, they come. I'm like, they going to ask. I'm going to say Eric. Eric going to say Eric, we can go back and play with the cards. So when I got close to Eric, I'm like, what's that? So when I get close to Eric stole me. Whoa, he stole me right. I started crying because I'm like, this is my best friend. Why he steal me? I ain't do nothing to him. So when I'm walking back down the street, I'm 5 years old. My brother, this is the only brother that I got. This is what he said. My little brother's a punk. My little brother can't fight. Hurt me. I'm talking about the punch wasn't nothing. When he said that, I was so hurt. I never been hurt like that. So 4 years later, I signed up for boxing. And I ran home. Jeff, I boxed. I signed up for boxing. He said, you signed up for boxing? He started laughing. And he said, and I'm like, okay, he think because Eric stole me, I can't fight. So I had my first amateur fight. And they said it was a guy, I remember this clearly. The guy named Perry Cooks. I'm 70 pounds. Perry Cook like 90, 95 pounds. My age like 9 years old, fat boy, right? Fat light skin kid. And they said, it's an exhibition. I'm like, what is the exhibition? They said, don't count, but y'all gonna box. I said, okay, fine. They said it don't count. So make a long story short, we fought. They announced him being a winner. I said, they said it wasn't a winner. I cried. I cried, man. And I still got that loss to my record because I never took it off. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm crying, right? I said, wow. I said, I'm gonna try this one more time because I lost my fight to Eric. I lost my first amateur fight. I said, I'm gonna try this again. And if I lose, I'm never fighting again in my life. I'm done. I want every fight. I found this. I realized this in my life. I realized this when maybe like 3 years ago. I lost a fight every 5 years of my life from amateur to pro. Every 5 years I lost. Every 5 years I lost because I started in 1979 and I lost my first fight in 1979. Then I lost my second fight in 1985. 6 years, but it's like 5 years. And then after that, I lost another fight in 95. Then I lost my last amateur fight, which is fought in 1990. And then I lost my first pro fight in 1995. And I lost my last pro fight in year 2000. I lost every 5 years of my life.
I mean, are the boxers that you see out there today, is there anyone that really impresses you or what's that you really like right now?
I think what's hurting boxing is the money of boxing is more valuable than people like back in the day. Excuse me. We wanted to be the best fighters in the world more than we wanted to be rich. These guys fought everybody, man. Like the Muhammad Ali's, the Ray Leonards. They fought everybody to prove they were the best. Now it's based on money, it's based on finances, man. I think that's getting in the way of boxing. I don't think it's fair because you got. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell y'all who's the most gangsters guy to ever put the gloves on, man. Listen, man. Listen to me. Conor McGregor, right?
Okay.
Can't fight a lick. His first professional fight, he made $100 million. It's no game. Forget the Floyd Mayweather 200-something million. This man professional debut, he made $100 million. That's gangster. That's gangster. Nobody's done that. Nobody. That's gangster. And can't fight a lick. And now he's about to make another $100 million by fighting Pacquiao. That's crazy. Yes. That's crazy.
How do you think that's going to turn out, Pacquiao versus McGregor?
It don't. I can't look at who. It's not. I can't. Conor McGregor's going to win whether if he get knocked out in the first round. He's making $100 million with skills that should be paying him $15. He don't have no boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no boxing skills. You know, being honest, Conor McGregor skill set should only allow him to make $300, man. He about to make another $100 million. That's the thing. I know. I'm taking my head off to him. Hey, if you can get away with it, hey, if I can get away with it, I'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What about with Floyd fighting Logan Paul? That fight coming up, I guess, sometime this year.
They making boxing out of WWF, man. They making boxing. How can you sit there and say, I got a #1 ranked guy in my weight class, and you got a guy that don't have no fights, going to make way more money than him and get the opportunity of the lifetime with Floyd Mayweather, and this guy #1 in the world can't get the opportunity. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. You know, because they chasing money. Right. Money is controlling the sport of boxing. I'm telling you, man, you know.
I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Hey, Champ, I have a 2-part question, man.
Hold on. You said
2-part question.
2-part. Okay.
2 parts. I'm sorry. 2 parts. One. Can you tell the story about what you and Pernell had when he asked you what you learned? And your response was you learned that you could beat him, so to speak.
Hey,
response. Come on, man. Come on. There's no idea, baby. We do our research here, man.
Look.
We do the research. Yeah.
Pernell, listen. This is my brother's favorite fighter. Let me explain something to y'all. I'm 25 years old. This bro, I cried though. Like my bro. So somebody, I'm with my brother, right? It's the only brother I got. So somebody say, hey, they call him Black Hole, Jeff. They say, oh, what your man gonna do tonight? Pernell about to fight tonight, right? So he said, oh, my man he's straight good. Can't nobody beat Pernell. He's the best fighter in the world. I'm #2 in the world in Pernell weight class. So I'm turning my back. Man, I got water in my eyes, but I don't want to turn around. I'm like, what? How you say that when I'm like, wow. But I'm in camp with Pernell. I'm like this. I want to box Pernell so bad because this is my brother's favorite fighter. Listen, they say Derrell glove up, Pernell glove up. I'm like, oh my God, because I signed with the dude was just so I can box, so I can have a fight with Pernell. That proved to my brother I can beat Pernell. This no lie, man. I'm like, this is my opportunity, and I'm so hyped. I'm gonna crush these people. I'm sorry. So what they did, they told this. I forgot the guy's name, man. He was on the limit team. They told him glove up too. They put them in there. So I'm getting in. I'm like going through the rope. They said, nah, Derrell, you getting in next. So they did like 5 rounds. So Pernell getting out. I'm like, Pernell, where you going, man? Where you going? They said, nah, you working with him. I'm like, no, I'm working with Pernell. They said, nah, no, you're not. I'm like, so my job, even though Pernell was just working, my job was to beat this guy up more than Pernell did. But that still ain't clarified based on who was better. But I never got a chance to box Pernell. Hold on a second, and hold on. Tell me what you asked me so I can go to that. What you just asked me, I forgot.
I guess your response to when he asked you what you learned. Okay. I think you said you learned.
So I'm fighting on Pernell card, right? So I'm fighting on Pernell card about 3 or 4 different times, right? So me and Pernell in the dressing room together, right? We warming up, we dapping each other up. So this is what he said. He said, Coley, pay attention to my fight and tell me what you learned. I'm like, Okay. I'm like, I'm watching. So the first time he asked me, he said, Derrell, what you learn? I said, man, I learned you gotta, be patient, man, and the knockout gonna come. Don't rush the knockout, right? So then the second fight, he said, Coley, what you learn? So I tell him when I tell him blah blah blah. So the third time, he said, Coley, what you learn? I said, I learned that I'm ready to be champion. So he looked back. He looked back. I said, I'm ready for my title shot. I'm ready to be world champion. So he looked back and he started laughing, right? But I'm saying this to him. Like I'm ready that I can be the champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting him know that I'm ready. I'm ready. But me and Pernell, it was so personal because my brother loved Pernell more than anybody in boxing, even me, and it crushed me. And I had to, and it wasn't even about me beating Pernell. I wasn't gonna let Pernell beat me because of my brother. That was my brother's big favorite fighter. He wouldn't beat me. It had nothing to do with boxing skills, and based on the fact that I knew this is my brother's favorite fighter, and I only boxed because my brother called me a punk and they said I couldn't fight. That's the only reason. I never liked boxing. I only boxed for them reasons only.
One more. Can you name your Mount Rushmore welterweights?
Oh, with ease. With ease. this my Rushmore, right? Mount Rushmore.
Yes. Yes.
Floyd Mayweather. Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard. How many on there? 4? 5.
4.
I mean, 4?
Yeah.
4.
4.
You could do 5, man. Do you, man?
And okay, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, and Derrell Too Sweet Coley.
There you go.
That's a solid 5 right there. That's a solid 5.
Huh?
That's a solid 5 right there.
That's 4 or 5. That's 4 or 5.
That was 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was
4.
That was 4. That was 5.
Yeah, 4.
I think you said
Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard,
Lloyd, Robinson, Sugar himself.
Derrell Coley.
Hey, if you
that was 4. I'm sorry.
Now, if you need one more, I gotta add me twice. Add me twice. To make sure y'all see me. Nah.
Tell me this. You had mentioned it several minutes ago. You said they threw you in the ring with a person that had 75 professional fights, 60 wins, and that actual person was on a 15 out of 16 winning streak. A boxer by the name of Rocky Balboa. And when you came into that fight, I believe you was I think you was like five of your previous 6 fights were 5 out of 6 were knockouts. So tell me, going into that fight, knowing that Rocky Balboa had a whole bunch of experience, going into that particular match. I believe he was a Mexican fighter at that. And you was also, that was the first time that you was defending your title, correct?
Yes.
So tell me about that, because I noticed in 2 of the rounds he had knocked you down. The first one looked pretty crucial. The second one, I don't think it was as crucial as the first one, but you still was able to, get yourself back together. Tell me about that fight. Tell me about that first hit.
Okay, let me say about the fight first. This when I stopped believing in my trainers. But I just had so much confidence in myself. They gave me a guy's name. They gave me tapes of a guy that said I was fighting this guy, right? So in the last 2 weeks of the fight, they said, Derrell, the guy got hurt in the gym, sprung his ankle, he can't fight. I'm already studied this guy to a T for 6 weeks. And then they said, Derrell, the guy pulled out the fight. We're gonna because they gave me 6 names to choose from. This no lie, I'm playing with my manager. The first thing I said, whoever I fight, I'm not fighting him. The guy with 60 wins, 15 losses with 54 knockouts. So then I'm like, oh, I'm definitely fighting him. So whoever he is, leave him alone. So I'm laughing, right? So I said I picked the guy with the guy that I fought with like 32-2, something like that, right? Make a long story short, because I wasn't picking no bums. So make a long story short, at the last minute, two weeks before the fight, they pulled out. They give me Balboa. I said, how? Out of all these fighters, how did I get Balboa? And you know that's the guy that I didn't want to fight. I said, this is the thing. I'm not tripping on Balboa. I think I'm the best fighter in the world. As long as you give me a tape of the guy, I'm not worried about it. They never gave me the tape coming in, keep training. We down to the last week. I just need to see his style. I need to see where his power coming from. They never gave me a tape on Balboa. I didn't know who Balboa was when I went to the dressing room. I mean to the weigh-in. I'm like, which one is him? I don't know him. So I'm like this. So I don't know where the power coming from. So when he knocked me down in the second round, I knew it was a left hook, but I wanted to make sure. So I asked my trainer, was that a left hook? They said, yeah, left hook. I said, okay, fine. He not in with no more. So what happened is he won the third round because he knocked me down, but just getting myself together. So I didn't want to really lose my momentum based on the fact of just trying to get a whole fight up based on me. I know I'm still hurt because it was the end. It was like the last 5 seconds of the second round. So I'm still a little weak. So I'm moving. The third round. So make a long story short, after that, I won every round without question until the last round. I forgot he hit me with the left hook because the fight was so easy. So the last round I'm still doing my thing, and I got careless. And he hit the left hook again. I looked at my track and said, oh my God. And I'm like, this was left hook again. But I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna tell you why they robbed me, because when he got 2 points for the second round. He won the third round. So right there, that's 3 points. He didn't win no more other rounds to the 12th round. Not down the 12th round. That's 2 more rounds. That's 5 rounds to 7. I still win. Plus, I'm in DC. Plus, I'm the champion. Why don't I win a fight? They called it a draw. But the thing is, and no, this what happened. That was in 1995. In 1997, I go to New Mexico. He's in New Mexico. Hey, Balboa, go to the gym. He's in Balboa. He don't talk English. They tell me, Coley, I was training for you. He said, I was studying your tapes for 3 months before. So how can, that's why I know that my management team was setting me up, because they got this man with my tape for 3 months. I didn't know I was fighting. I found out the last 2 weeks of the fight that I'm fighting Balboa, and I don't get on tape. He said he was studying me, man, for months, because he knew he was gonna fight me. But they don't give me a tape. They don't give me a tape of the guy, and that's when I know they were trying to give me the beat. They give me beat, man. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, but see, as a boxer, I don't think I'm not arrogant. I'm just confident. I don't think nobody can beat me. I don't care. I don't care. But all I needed to do was watch him just to see where his power come from. And I would have knew it was the left hook. I didn't know where his power came from.
When you was
Tell me this. Who do you think's the better boxer out of Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather?
Let me say this to you. This is what I think. I think this, out of respect of my honest opinion, Floyd Mayweather is a better fighter than Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because out of everything that we as fighters want, these are the 2 most important things: winning all your fights and making as much money as you probably can. And Floyd done that. So my thing is, and this is what you gotta understand. If you put $250 million on a Muhammad Ali fight, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose money. You put $250 million on a Sugar Ray Leonard fight, you're gonna lose money. Everybody made money when they put that money up on Floyd. Everybody made money. So that man's work. So my thing is, as a fighter, I'm a bigger fan of Muhammad Ali than Floyd Mayweather. Don't get me wrong. But gotta respect the fact this man ain't the judge. So this man won every fight they ever had and made more money than any fighter that ever boxed. I gotta say Floyd's the better fighter. I have to. because this is the thing. If Muhammad Ali made more money, if Muhammad Ali made the money Floyd made and won all his fights, we wouldn't be talking about Floyd and Muhammad Ali. You understand what I'm saying? We wouldn't be comparing the two. Without question. So I'm going to give Floyd his props. He's a better fighter than every fighter that ever fought because of what he accomplished. It's based on accomplishment. It ain't based on who I like and who you like. It's based on what he accomplished. And if you ask Muhammad Ali, would you rather have the 50s and 0 record and the money that Floyd made over what you made and your record? He's going to say yes. So am I. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm a bigger fan than Muhammad Ali than Floyd Mayweather. But if I got to keep it real, Floyd's the best fighter in the world, because there's accomplishments, and it's about accomplishments. That what makes you good.
So, have you stayed involved in boxing? I know, like, what's interesting about sports and professional athletes is that when they retire from the sport, some sports kind of try to it seem like they toss the guys to the side, and then some people embrace them. How are you as far as the boxing community? You stay involved? Are you actively in the boxing community?
I started boxing when I was 9 years old, right? I've been in boxing from 9 years old to I was 34, 35 years old. I don't want to. If it's up to me, I don't want to stand up a fight. But I don't even want to. I don't even look at fights if there's a big fight coming on.
Okay.
I think that I owed it to myself. I owed it to me to establish more than just being this Derrell Coley guy.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still go down to the. And matter of fact, Ray Leonard wanted me to work at his gym. And I'm explaining to Ray, this is not what I want to do. But I worked down there for like 3 months. But I realized then people are bringing their kids and bringing them to me because, like women saying, Derrell, you know, my son is being bullied, and I need him to be able to protect himself. And this is what I say to them: this is a boxing class. This is not a self-defense class. You know, so because this is what you gotta understand. If all 4 of us went to the club, right, and somebody said to one of us, "You come outside, I'm gonna whoop your ass," they're not talking. They're not gonna. I never heard that. They know I can fight. They're not gonna say that to me. If they tell me to come outside, I'm not going because they got something for me. It ain't got nothing to do with these. They know I can fight. You know what I'm saying? So if this is what I told the young lady, I said, if your son learn how to box and go beat this guy up, this guy gonna kill him. You understand what I'm saying? You don't use this for self-defense. You use it as a sport. And a lot of women and a lot of guys brought their fighters to me to teach them because they're getting bullied in school. They want to teach them how to defend themselves. It's not about that. You call 911. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, because I'm saying this to myself. I've never heard, nobody has ever said this to me. Derrell, you come outside, I'm gonna kick your ass. No, never told me. They never told me that. Because the reason why, because they know if they tell me come outside, I'm not going because they got something for me. They're not coming. They're not telling me to come outside because they want to fight. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. So, it's more like these guys and teach these fight. And then it's the thing. When I was coming up, all trainers had some type of boxing experience. Now today, they don't. These trainers never boxed before in their life. They teaching these kids the wrong thing to do, and I go and watch them. That shit right in the gym, and I try to train the trainers. They say, Derrell, why don't you pull me to the side? Why would you call me out in front of my fighter? Because if I call you out in front of your fighter, you're gonna want to learn. Don't you teach these guys the wrong thing. One thing about boxing, it's the only sport on earth that you don't play. You play basketball, you play football, you don't play boxing. And everything is become a habit. Like if my trainer taught me something wrong and it became a habit, I'm gonna continue to do it. It's hard to a habit is hard to break. So these guys are teaching these guys how to fight and don't know how to fight themselves. And they doing everything wrong. And when they get knocked out, the first thing the coach say, he didn't listen. No, he listened. That's why he got knocked out. It's a difference, man. It's a difference.
Tell me, as far as like the current boxers that are the present and the future. Give me your thoughts about Devin Haney, Devonte Davis, and Errol Spence. And out of them three, two out of them three, I think I have a very productive future. I would say Devonte Davis and Errol Spence. But which one of the two do you think will have a better overall boxing career out of Devonte Davis and Errol Spence Jr.?
Devonte Davis. He's more exciting than Errol Spence. I like Errol, don't get me wrong. Devonte Davis has something that Mike Tyson had. And that's exciting. Errol Spence is a good fight, don't get me wrong. I just think out of the two, Devin Haney, I haven't really seen much of Devin Haney because I never was really interested in I mean, he's good. I know he's good because they talk about him, but he doesn't interest me. I'm not interested in the way he fight. but I think right now that the welterweight been the toughest division for many years, man. This 130 and 135 pound division is getting very exciting. Tank Davis is a special kid, man. But I'm gonna say this to you. I seen something in the last fight. He didn't look that good. He didn't look that good. No, he didn't look that good based into that uppercut. The uppercut made everybody forget the fact that he really wasn't looking good. He really wasn't looking good. I'm saying, wow, I never seen the Davis look like this. He just didn't really have it in him, but he made the move through the uppercut, pushed back everything up. But look at the fight again, man. He didn't look good leading up to the knockout.
Yeah, he definitely looked very, very fatigued, and like you said, I definitely agree because when I was watching the fight, a lot of people that was watching the fight with me, they was like, yeah. I said, man, this dude look like he's too winded right now, and then that uppercut saved him, like you said. Man, if he ain't throw that uppercut, man, it
would been a long night.
Tell him how that thing would have turned out.
Yeah, and I think the people. Like Gary Russell. Let me say this to you. Let me say this about Gary Russell. I've never in my life seen this in my life. Gary Russell has, I don't know how many brothers. I don't know his father. Every child his father had was born. Like Gary Russell used to get in the ring when he was like when he was like 4, 5, or 6, he had a pamper on, was throwing combinations. I'm talking about they give him standing ovations, man. Gary's father can't teach these guys this, and if he is, he's the best trainer I've ever seen in my life. Every last one of Gary Russell's brothers are world championship material. Coming out the amateurs. They were champion. I never seen this in my life. The Field brothers had a family of, I don't know if y'all remember the Field brothers back when I was an amateur. They had a great family, man, good boxing family. All the brothers can fight. But this Russell family is something special. And their father, I give his father a lot of credit because he's a coach. He's teaching these guys. This is not luck. He's teaching these guys at a young age, man, how to be. And they are all top class fighters, man. Never seen it in my life, and never will see it again. Never will see it again. Gary can fight. Gary really can fight.
So, just a question with what the fights.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ken.
With the fighters that Zane named, and was it interesting with like talking about Devonta Davis and Errol Spence? everybody wants to see this Errol Spence Terrell Crawford fight or something. How hard is it to make fights like that? Like to really make those type of fights?
Well, when I spoke earlier about how people wanted to be the best fighter in the world instead of being the richest fighter in the world, I think if everybody had the mindset of, if you gotta understand, if somebody in their family come home and say, man, I make $20-$25 an hour. That's good money for a regular 9 to 5, right? They this is let's say that they come home and say, man, I make $15 an hour. That's good money. They make $16, $17, $18 an hour. That's good money. You're turning down the opportunity to make $2 million an hour job because they want to make $30 million an hour. It doesn't make sense to me. It makes sense. You're sitting there saying they negotiate instead of giving us what we want to see. They trying to negotiate the fact that no, I want 20 million, I want 25 million. This is an hour worth of work. What you're doing? That's all it is. You get paid hourly. It's an hour or less work. You know, it can last 3 minutes. It can last an hour, but you're not going over an hour, and you're asking for this type of money. That's because they not really what's important in boxing. Who's the best? They shouldn't be worried about the money. They should be worried about who's the best fighter in the division. And the money shouldn't matter right now, because regardless of what you get paid, you still better take care of your family. So,
I got 2 parts again. Once again, I'm sorry, man. What if I told you if De La Hoya has stamina?
Hold on, say it again.
2 parts once again. What if I told you if De La Hoya has stamina, he beats Floyd?
What if I told you? No. Sure.
If De La Hoya has stamina, he okay.
Listen to me, Floyd. I watched that fight. I watched it once when it happened, and once maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oscar lost that fight by 1 round. And I'm saying this to say, if Oscar would have kept that, go watch the 7th round. Oscar controlled Floyd with a jab. That jab killed Floyd. I asked Oscar when I seen him, I said, why didn't you continue using the jab? It was killing him. He said, I was tired. How are you tired? How? And I'm like this, man. The jab Oscar showed me that jab controlled Floyd. Floyd couldn't do nothing. I think Oscar lost the fight by 1 round. That's what I think. But it's a great fight.
Okay.
I think
one more
Oscar,
for you.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your sentence. Go ahead.
Huh?
Finish your sentence. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying the best I've seen Oscar, the 2 best fights I've seen Oscar, when he fought Phyllis Trinidad and he fought Bernard Hopkins. Before he got hit with that body shot with Bernard, that man he looked good, man. Oscar looked good.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked good. I'm trying to tell you. He handled his own with Oscar. I mean, with Bernard Hopkins. Yeah.
Now I'm
gonna name 4 fighters. I'm sorry.
Now go ahead, Theo.
I'm sorry. One more. I'm gonna name 4 fighters, right? Wilfredo Benitez, Aaron Pryor, Tommy Hearns, and Duran. Which fighter does Floyd beat? Some or all?
Hold on. Name the 4. Name the 4 one more time.
Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, Aaron Pryor, and Wilfredo Benitez. Everybody in their prime. Which fighters does Floyd beat? All 4 or some?
I think he beat Benitez. I think he beat Benitez.
Okay.
That's it.
Benitez was good.
Let me say this to you. And I'm not, this no disrespect. Floyd, listen to me again. Floyd is better than Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns knocked Floyd out cold. He's a
I
better
agree.
fighter. He's a better fighter than listen, he's a better fighter than Tommy Hearns. If they fought 10 times, he knocked Floyd out 10 times. Simple as that. He's
I'm gonna throw somebody else in there. What about Marvin Hagler?
too strong, too big. See, this what I don't. This what I don't understand. When Ray Leonard asked me the question, right? I'm like, I'm surprised that you. But Roger Leonard's brother said, "Oh man, Floyd would have beat my brother." No, Ray Leonard punched too much. He threw too many. Floyd doesn't punch enough to win a decision against none of these guys. He don't punch hard enough to win against Marvin Hagler or Roberto Duran. Tommy Hearns will beat Floyd worse than any of them, I think, because he's too fast and he punched too hard. Mm-hmm. I don't see Floyd. You talking about in their prime? I don't see Floyd. Floyd may throw 30 punches a round. I can't see Floyd. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about everybody. Right. I can't see Floyd beating me when a defense can't beat me. How can a defense? Floyd doesn't. His offense game isn't strong enough to beat me. I throw my hands are too fast. I throw too many punches. How can you? I can't, and I don't see it. Being honest, I got to give him his props because for what it's worth. But I can't let a guy with defense beat me that don't throw more than 40, 50 punches around. I can't do it. Better yet, 100 punches around. He don't throw more than 40 punches around. I can't say it.
Tell me your friendship / brotherhood with the good brother Riddick Bowe.
hey man,
I tell you what though, for everybody that's gonna see this, me, Derrell, my homegirl Marlo, and Riddick Bowe was on the phone, man. Derrell and Riddick Bowe was cutting up. Them dudes just cutting up. they was joning on each other, cussing each other out. It was crazy, man.
Me and Bo, listen, man. Me and Bo, we're so close as friends, man. We know each other like 30-something years, and we're close. But see, this is the thing. I cussed Bo off and changed my number and don't talk for Bo for 3 or 4 years, man. I'm gonna tell you what he do. I'll tell you what he do. Bo lived like 5 miles from me, right? I lived in Fort Washington. Bo lived in Fort Washington. So I'm leaving out the house and say, Bo, call my phone. I said, Bo, I'm gonna call you back. I'm about to go run. Oh wow, Derrell, run over here because I gotta holler at you and I'm gonna take you back. He says about 5 miles. We marked it off like a month ago. I said, all right, cool. Okay. I said, no, Bo, I just call you when I get back. Nah, man, run over it. I said, okay. I ran to Bo house, right? I run the bell. Bo said, who is it? I said, this is what I said to Bo. Motherfucker, you got caller IC because you got cameras. You don't have caller ID. You see who it is. Why are you asking me, who is it? So he said, all right, give me a minute, I'll be down. I'm sweating. So I'm sweating. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck taking so long? So I call him again. He don't answer the phone. Ring the bell. He don't answer the phone. I look. 30 minutes went past.
Wow.
I text Bo about, I'm not lying, about 15 times because I want to towel. He don't answer my text. He don't answer the door, right? So I said this to Bo. I didn't text him. He never responded to my text. So I said, this is my exact word. Bitch, fuck you. I'm going to call my girl and give me, don't call my motherfucking phone no more. He only text me back and said, I'm mad as shit. He only text me back and said, the word good. Look, I went. He was trying. I changed my number. He was trying to get everybody to, like, I knew to call me. I ain't talked to Bo for 2 years, man.
Wait. So Bo had you come all the way over there. He really didn't open up the door?
No. This what he do. I ring the doorbell. He knows me. So he said but I've been in all the many times. You got called. You can see me. You got the video.
Right.
So
Right.
you saying, who is it? Nigga, you it's me. You see it. So he said to me, all right, give me a minute. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm sweating. Damn, like, damn, boy, why you got me out at the door like this? This is like 30 minutes go past. I'm at the door for 30 minutes. And then I stopped. So I couldn't run. I didn't want to run back because I already stopped. So I stopped. My momentum gone now. And I'm so mad at Bo. This man kept, I was out there for like 45 minutes to an hour, man. He never came to the door.
Damn. So what was his excuse? I mean, I know you said you I guess you hadn't talked for a minute, but what could have been his excuse? He just
we talked about it the other day.
He do pranks like that?
No, that was not this.
No, I'm saying, but Bo do pranks like that?
Nah, you say pranks?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a prank. So I say, Bo.
Yeah. Is he a prankster?
Nah, but I'm like, Bo, what made you leave me outside, man? What made you leave? He said, man, I laid down. And by the time you got there, I was asleep. How would you sleep when you answered the door, baby? And that's crazy, man. But Bo, that's my man. I love him to death. But I'm telling you something, man.
Bo is crazy.
Bo gets me. Hey man, can I FaceTime Bo right now with that?
Yeah.
Let me see. Bo, hey Joe, this is a funny guy.
Go ahead.
This is a funny guy, man. Let me see if he so we not asleep. Where is this? Hold on, let me FaceTime. No, he's a fun. No, you know what Bo said. Bo said to me one day, right? He was him and Holyfield be together a lot. He said, Derrell, man, you and Holyfield remind me so much of each other, man. I'm like, how? Me and Holyfield don't have nothing in common. Nothing in common. Because I was a fan of Holyfield, but I didn't like him because my manager introduced me to Holyfield one day, right? And I'm fighting a midget killer undercard. I think I had like 6 or 7 fights. So he said, my manager said, hey, Holyfield, man, this is my fighter, Derrell Coley, 6-0, will be the next welterweight champion. So he shook his hand. My brother's favorite fighter was a man Holyfield. So I go out, call my brother, hey man, this man Holyfield, man. He cool people, this and that. So when I come in the door, I come in the other door. I didn't come in the door that went out. I came in the other door, so I'm on his blind side. I'm close enough to hear him and Mildred Taylor talking. So he say to Mildred, I don't know why Michael Marley bragging on his fighter. His fighter probably can't fight. I'm like, what? I'm like, damn, why would he say that though? So you can feel somebody looking at you, right? So he can see I'm looking at him, right? So he knew I heard him. So he said, come here. So I went over there. I'm mad. Now I'm like, damn, why did he say that? So when he said, what's your name? I don't know why I said this. I said Derrell Coley, right? And started laughing. Joe, this man looked at me like who you playing with? Like I'm like, and I walked away. I'm like, I hate that. I don't like him. So that was in like 1991. This every time I seen him, I avoided him. I never want to talk because I'm like, I don't like him. He's arrogant. I don't want to speak to him. I'm in Miami. This is in 2003. So I'm like texting on my phone. It's a big crowd of people around somebody. I don't know who they're around. We had these fights. So when I walk up, everybody like open up. So when I like walk out, look at the shoes, and I looked up, it's Evander Holyfield. I walk off because I don't want to speak to him. So he said, Holyfield, we bust out laughing. So he said, man, you avoided me all these years, man. He said, man, I was just playing with you. I'm like, man, I said, Joe, I hated you, man, because you were so arrogant, man. I didn't like it. But I found out we cousins though. His father is my grandmother, this in 1984, she said, Derrell, your cousin is fighting in the Olympics. You need to watch him. She never told me his name. I'm looking for Coley. So I didn't see no Coley. I said, well, maybe he lost. Maybe lost. And I never knew that. So, but when I found out recently that Holyfield got 8 siblings, all their last name Coley, his father's a Coley. So my grandmother and his father like first cousin, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, really.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, let me see if I can get both. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, this. Hold on. Let me see. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Let me see if he answers.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Let me see. Oh, 11. Let me call him. Let me call him. Hold on. Let me call him. Man, Bo's so funny, man. Bo is so funny. Hold on. Let me get him on. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he might be asleep.
Please leave your message for.
Yeah, both sleep, man. Both sleep. But I really think I think Floyd should get more props than what he's getting, man, because I think every fighter that ever fought will want to accomplish what Floyd accomplished. You know, whether they like him or not. If they put up 200 million on anybody other than Floyd, they're gonna lose money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose money. They make money with Floyd. Everybody eats with Floyd, and give Floyd 250. Get a fighter he fighting 100. That's 350 million, and then everybody's still eating. That's why I say he's the greatest fighter in the world. Because you lose everybody in the world that ever fought, you lose. Everybody lose money. You put that type of money up against with them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's why I say Floyd. And he's so disciplined, man. Disciplined. I'm with Floyd a couple of times, man. Hey, man, let me tell this story about Floyd, man. And I don't know if I should tell it, but I'm gonna tell it. But he can't whoop me, so I'm gonna take my chance. So look, I'm with Floyd, right? So let's say I was like on that third day. Floyd's friend got a guy with him that don't really know Floyd, just met Floyd, but he's cool with one of Floyd's friends. So he introduced Floyd and the guy, right? That's on a Thursday. So the next day, Friday, we all out. Floyd noticed that the guy wasn't really mingling like being himself. He was just quiet. So Floyd asked me to come here. So Floyd said, Derrell, go check, see what's wrong with whatever the guy name was. So I went over. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Floyd, I noticed, man, you're not the same as you was yesterday. What's going on? He said, man, I'm just going through something. I said, let me know so I can let Shorty know. See if he can do something. He said, man, my grandmother, he said his grandmother, or his mother, about to lose her house, right? And it's nothing he can do because his money messed up, right? So I tell Floyd. So Floyd told me to go get one of his guys, right? This is what I'm saying to you. Floyd don't know this guy. Floyd paid his mother house off. They can say anything they want about Shorty. He's the greatest guy in the world to me. He's the greatest guy in the world. He's the greatest guy in the world to me. Being honest, man. True story. True story.
Nice.
Wow.
Hey, champ, were you always a welterweight or you moved up to welterweight?
You mean, since I started, but when I started boxing, I was 70 pounds. Yeah, when I started, I was 70 pounds. But I was a welterweight. See, this is my problem. I was so hard. I was a welterweight since I was 16 years old. And by the time I fought Oscar De La Hoya, by the time I became number one in the world, I supposed to been moved up. There was nobody in 154, but I felt as though if I'd have moved up. Because when I was 140, when I first turned 147, Oscar was like 112, 112 pounds. So that lets you know how long I stayed there. And he was like 112 pounds. So when I got to 147, when it was time for me to move up to 154, it was too many great fighters. Oscar De La Hoya, Fitz Trinidad, Ike Ortega, Vernon Forth, all these guys was there. And if I moved to 154, I would have felt like I was running from these guys. My trainers should have had enough experience. Derrell, you're struggling with this weight. It'd be best if you move up. Let's get that belt 154, then come back down and fight one of these guys. But my trainers never gave me that type of fight. I was at that weight way too long. Way too long. I used to run. I don't know if y'all know what I used to run from Silver Spring to Capitol Heights just to get that.
Wow.
Just to get that. I used to run from like Woodyacht Road up in Marlboro all the way down to all the way straight down to the McDonald's by Pennsylvania Avenue. To the McDonald's down there. But I used to run down there. I used to take that. No, I used to run to the Capitol, walk the Capitol. But I used to do that to get that weight off me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of my fights, I got knocked down a couple of times, man, because I lost my legs based on trying to lose that weight.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Because my trainers didn't know I had a weight problem, because by the time I come to camp, I'm gonna already take them big runs. Then I'm slim. When I come to camp, they thought I could make the weight, but I had to take them big runs, man. Just that one big run to get like 13, 12 pounds off real fast. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. So what's life like after boxing? What is life doing now?
Life after boxing, I don't have no headaches. No, I think life after boxing, man, is beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Because I can look back, man, on YouTube and realize, man, my son, my family, people that remember certain, fights that I can go back and watch. Watch me, man. I've always said this. I've never said I was the best fighter in the world, but I was one of them. It ain't about being the best. It's about I was one of the best, and I proved it. Like depending on who you like and what you like. Like Larry Holmes and Riddick Bowe and all these guys, man, that and like you guys are who I am. Like when I'm in New York City and I look and see George Foreman and say, wow, that's Big George, and don't say nothing. And Big George look at me and say, Coley. I'm like, wow, he know me. That's crazy. Like that's crazy. It's like to me, all the guys like the Roy Jones, all the guys know me. And like even if I spend a lot of time around Floyd. Now if I see Floyd, it's like Coley in my head, like, wow, he know me. And it's crazy that I say that because I don't look at me like that. Right. I don't look at me like that. But yeah, but when I'm with Ray Leonard, when Roger Leonard calls my phone, Ray want me to make sure when he get down, man, you can be able to get with him, man. Blah blah blah, man. Why does Ray Leonard call him? That's crazy. It's crazy. But I think I deserve it, man. I think because because even if I got their number, like I've had every last one of their numbers, the Floyds, the Roy Jones, the Ray Leonards, I don't call them because I don't ever, because this is the thing. If I ever call them and they say, hey man, give me a minute, I'm gonna call you back, I'm never calling them again. It's personal to me. Like, oh, man, they brush me off. Like they bigger than me. Right? I would never call them. I would never call. Right.
Yeah, champ. Where did you get the name Too Sweet from? Who gave you that name? Too Sweet.
Hey man, my first pro fight, right? My nephew, he passed away. We trying to find a ring name, right? So my nephew said, Derrell, what about Derrell Too Sweet Coley? I said, no, stop playing with me. I'm like doing that. So I got to a point that I'm like this. I'm not going no ring name because they're about to put the posters out, right? They about to print the posters for my first pro fight. So I'm the special attraction. So I see the posters about 2 weeks later. It got a big sign, Derrell Too Sweet Coley. And I'm like, I never told my trainer how. I'm like, take the posters down. I'm like, Glenn, how did you get that name? How did you get that name? You wasn't there when we was talking about that. He said, your nephew called me and told me that that's the name. He said, that's the name. I'm trying to get the promoters Derrell, man, it's too late, man. We got 1,000 posters, man. We can't take it down now. I'm like, man, come on, man. That's that. Yeah, take that down. They said, Derrell, man, we like it. I said, I don't like it. Take it down. But then after a few, man, they stuck with me, man. I said, man. So my nephew laughing. He's crying laughing because he knew he's the one did it. So when he seen it, he seen the post before me. He said, Derrell, you see the post, man? They look good, man. Make sure you go check them out. I'm like, well, I said, why? I'm like, I don't care. I mean, it's just my name and whoever I'm fighting. Nah, Derrell, it really look good. Go check it out. Laughing. So when I seen it, I'm like, oh my God, because we the only one talking about Too Sweet. So I knew he had something to do with it. But I mean, it's stuck, man. I think it's a cool name, and nobody got it. Well, I think I seen somebody else with it one time. A young guy, so he had to get it from me.
Gotcha.
Right. Did y'all know Gary Payne?
Nah.
No.
Gary Payne. Gary Payne was a great amateur fighter, man. That he turned pro. He was on our team. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. We went to the Mayor's Cup. They get every great fighter from our area to fight against the from other cities. And I represented welterweight. The welterweight. Gary Payne was the 156 pounder, and Melvin Forth was the 165 pounder. We all was real tight. But this was really we trained for the Mayor's Cup, and I'm boxing with Gary, and Gary is I think I was off for maybe 9 months. I had to fight 9 months, so I'm training with. It's like a big training camp. All the best fighters from my area, from every weight class, training with each other. So I'm boxing with Gary Payne. Gary taking it easy on me. He's taking it easy on me. Drove me crazy. Beat my ass. Don't. You're not that good to take it easy on me. You're not that good. You can't be that good to take it easy on me. I'm so mad and frustrated. I'm training so hard that it got to a point. By the time training camp was over, I won an outstanding trophy in the whole tournament. And by the time that we finished, by the time we finished training, I was taking it easy on Gary. I was taking it easy on Gary. Yeah. Yeah.
So with all of the things that you've done, man, and accomplished or something, boxing and life and everything, man, and it seems to me like, listen, you're really at peace with where you are and everything else, which is great. I mean, how many boxers would you say actually walk away in their careers in the state you're in? Because you seem to have a really good energy, a really positive dude. Really living life well, everything's fine. You got your full faculties.
I'm gonna tell you what surprised me. And this is how humble I am. I look in the mailbox one day, right? I have a letter that's from the Hall of Fame. They inducted me to the Boxing Hall of Fame, and I never opened it. I just thought that they were sending me a letter to let me know about the Hall of Fame. So I got the letter for maybe 3 weeks. It's on the counter for 3 weeks, so I opened it. I'm about to rip it up, throw it in the trash, but I was looking at it. So they say I was an inductee or whatever, and I'm like, what they mean? So I'm like, so they read that they inducted me to the Boxing Hall of Fame. I'm like, damn. So I don't want to tell nobody because I don't want nobody to think I'm bragging. Right. So listen, it was in February. The ceremony was in November of that year, right? So it got to a point I ain't telling nobody. So I didn't tell my girl. I didn't tell nobody because I didn't want them to think I'm bragging, right? Listen, I forget all about it. Just imagine, it's in January. It's in November. So by the time November, I forgot all about the letter. Excuse me. This guy, I never seen this guy in my life. He said, "What's up, Coley?" I said, "Hey, what's up, Champ? How you doing?" He said, "Nothing, man." He said, "Congratulations." I said, "Thank you, but for what?" He said, "You going in tomorrow." I said, "Going in tomorrow?" I'm like, "What you mean going in tomorrow?" He said, "The Hall of Fame." I don't know. I never seen this guy. Listen, I'm on pump number 2, right? I put 25 on pump number 2. So I'm like, oh man, I forgot. I gotta get my clothes. I gotta write my speech. I dabbed the dude up, right? I get home. I realize I still ain't got no gas. I never pumped my gas. I left the 25 on the pump, right? So I'm up all night writing a speech for the Hall of Fame. there's no way that I can go ahead, don't have nothing to say. So when I get to the ceremony, I'm like, man, this is not gonna look right. I know me more than anybody. Why do I have a speech? And I know me I know me. So I threw the speech in the trash. When they call my accolades, man, the formalness, the 2-time this, I'm like, wow, I done all this. I never really realized that I've really done a lot of boxing. So when they were saying the formalness, the 2-time, and then I'm looking at the trash can. I don't have nothing to say. I'm looking at the trash can. I need my speech. I can't get off the stage to go get my speech. The trash can is right over there. I see it, but I can't go off stage. All the cameras on me. When I got on stage, man, the first thing I said, I made it. I made it, and I never. And I watched the film of it. I never everything. I don't remember anything after that. I just remember people laughing, and this that. But I didn't remember anything. So they took over, but it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's a great way, man. Listen, great, and listen, we really enjoyed talking to you, man.
Thank you.
Listen, I mean, I would love to listen, and I'm sure Theo would love to be able to talk to you again sometime, man. You know, to talk
without
about
question.
boxing and different stuff, man. If you ever available, we would love to do that again if you're interested.
I'm
Coming back
definitely
on.
interested, man. I'm gonna bring Bo on with me, man, next time, man. I'm gonna bring Bo
Okay.
on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna get him, but I know for a fact that what all I had to do to get this part, oh, it ain't gonna happen with Bo. It ain't gonna. It ain't gonna happen with Bo. It's not. Bo. Not. He just getting into the computers and on the internet. So
Okay.
it's not like he probably got to do it on his phone though. He probably can do it on his phone.
Okay.